What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today, man? You already know how it go. It's your boy B back with another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you don't know who I am. My name is Brandon Jones, and I specialize in helping you, yes, I said it, you, make an extra income. And this is a true, authentic video. And guys, I usually don't do videos like this, but I want to show you guys, for anybody out there that's losing hope, anybody out there that's thinking it's just not for me, it might not be, and it might also be. So I started phone flipping and product reselling because I had no choice. All right, I was somebody that grew up and I was raised in Jersey, okay? Grew up in Jersey, but I'm from Philadelphia. My mom, she moved me out to Jersey because she wanted me to have a better life, okay? She wanted me to go to better schools. She wanted me to be around different people, and that's just how I grew up, okay? But unfortunately, my mom, she had a different want for me for my future. She wanted me to go to college. She wanted me to work in an office. She didn't want me to use my hands. She didn't want me to have to actually really do anything that didn't require a college degree. Okay, like, that's what it is. I ended up leaving right after high school. I'm talking about once I literally graduated, I wasn't able to walk during my graduation because I was too busy doing Wake Up Now, which was at MLM, a multi-level marketing company, and I was literally making money doing that. And I was traveling. I was in Florida on jet skis creating videos while I was supposed to be in algebra, and that kind of messed me up. I didn't fail any grades. I actually had a C average, okay? It was like all of my grades were like C's. My mom was just completely not happy with that, and I wasn't able to meet the requirement to walk during my graduation, which was very, very upsetting to my family. But I had money. Now I want to explain to you guys how I first started with this whole, hey, I am Brandon and I help you make extra income streams, okay? Now, number one, if you haven't heard the video of how I got from Jersey to Philly, you want to watch my video where I explain literally how I got started phone flipping. And I'm going to break down the financial aspects in this video just to show you how easy it is and how you actually can do this, okay? Now, it's so freaking easy for us to focus on the destination we want to get to. Hey, I want to make 100K. Yay. That's great, right? You want to make 100K. But here's the thing. You want to make 100K, you have to understand that you first got to make $1,000, okay? And then from that 1,000, you got to make 5, okay? And from that 5, then you got to make 10. Then from that 10, we can keep scaling, right? So I remember when I was listening to a Steve Harvey, it was like a clip where he was like, yeah, if you can make $5, do the same thing and double it and make $10. And it's true, right? But at the same time, I don't feel like it's that easy, okay? So let me explain to you guys what I did, all right? I came to Philadelphia from Jersey, no money, okay? I had $0, okay? $0. But one thing I did have is I had a network. Now, remember when I said I was doing Wake Up Now? So when I was doing Wake Up Now, I was doing it with my best friend. It was me and it was another person. This person took all the money. I wasn't old enough to have a business bank account or a bank account at all. Trusted this person. This person ends up taking the money, right? It is what it is, right? That's why I say I started with $0 because I had no money really. This person, he was giving me a little bit of something, but long story short, older person, I was young and dumb, and he ended up taking a lot of the money. So I didn't have no money. I had to find some type of capital to do something, right? So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm going to do this Wake Up Now thing by myself, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go business to business. I end up going business to business. I end up literally starting this modeling company with no money, okay? I had no money. I started it in my grandmother's basement, all right? So I persuaded models to actually pay me to find them gigs. So that's what we did. We found them gigs. It was me and 2 other people, right? I was able to make $500 from this, okay? $500 from this. Now, with me making this $500, I thought to myself, how can I turn this into more money? Okay? Now, this $500, remember, I didn't know anything about reselling or phone flipping at the time. Okay? All I knew was how to talk to people. Okay? So, I did wake up now. I'm just going to do this for wake up now. I did wake up now, and I started getting people into my grandmother's living room. And what I did was, I used the $500 to market on Instagram. Okay? And I ended up getting people in. Now, everybody paid $99 to get in. I would sometimes have 3 people join, sometimes have 4 people, sometimes have 5, 6, 7. It never really reached over like 20, okay? But I had a good amount of people that were coming, and that's how I was making some money. So I was able to make around $840 a week. Okay? Oh, no, every 2 weeks, excuse me. Around $840 every 2 weeks. Now, from that, I ended up using my talking, okay, which was networking, to actually run into a Sprint store owner. Okay? So while I'm networking and I'm talking, I ran into a Sprint owner that owned a store. This guy said to me, hey, what if we put your audience, right? So this is my audience. We put your audience with my phone deals. This is like the old phone. Okay, with my phone deals. I said, what phone deals? He said we could do $55 a month. Unlimited everything. Right? Unlimited talk, text, and data. Back then, that was a big thing, right? So I said, okay, let's say I did do this deal. Because he knew I was getting 4 to 8 people at a time. That's him being able to literally make some more money. But what the benefit was is everybody that signed up under me, they would get this $55 deal. And at this time, it was like $90 to $140 to have service. So what it was is like they're getting an employee discount technically by joining my team. So I won and he won because he was actually able to get more deals out. But this is a business deal because this is a business account that they would sign up under me as, okay? So I said, okay, what would I get out of it? He said, you can make money from every phone that you sell. So every phone that I sold, I was able to make money, okay? So this is what I did. I said, okay, so if I sell a phone, right? If I sell a phone that cost $250, I can hike it up to any price and take the remaining, right? So he's saying if it was $250, I can upcharge. So if I made it $350, right, I would be able to get $100. Okay, I would be able to get $100 profit. So I'm like, bet, like that makes sense, right? But I never thought about the $55 a month. Now, he didn't tell me this, but every single month, he was getting 2 times the MRC. Now, what the heck is MRC? MRC is monthly recurring charge. Okay? He was getting that plus the $250, only giving me, though, $100. Okay? So on average, he was making around every single phone that I sold, he was making around $300. Okay? $300 he was pocketing, okay? So, now as you guys know, that probably sounds like a good deal. Well, Brandon, you're getting money for not really buying anything. But here's the weird thing. 1 week I sold 14 devices. Okay? Of course, I got $1,400. Okay? I would sit out at bus stops. I would go to business. I would go to hospitals, firehouses. I would go everywhere to go and sell this $55 unlimited plan. Then I started realizing when I got the $1,400, I said to myself, if I can make $1,400 selling phones why shouldn't I be getting, or why can't I do it on my own and sell the service? All I got to do is get a service plug. That's what I was thinking. But it turns out I went back to the Sprint guy. He said that he was not able to basically give me a dealer code to be able to get commission because of whatever his contract was with the people that worked with him in his store. He ain't had no room for me, he said. So when he said that, I said, all right. One day, I lie to y'all not, I'm at the stop sign. And I'm at the stop sign, my car stops, my car shuts off. My car shuts off. When it shuts off, I'm like, yo, I'm too broke. I said, I need a way to make money. So I hit him up. And this is why, like, I believe in God and I love how things in life work, because everything happens for a reason. So when you going through a hard time, just know everything happens for a reason. My car, my car stops. Okay? This is my car, don't laugh. My car stops. Okay? So I asked him, I said, hey, I know you like how I'm working, because I'm getting around 14 a week. So mind you, if I'm getting 14 a week, right? And let's say, because again, on average, he is making 300. I'm accounting for every single week his store making 4,200, okay? Every week. Okay? That's him. That's his profit. Okay? Mind you, he's still getting, let's do the math. 55 times 14, $770 every single month for, I believe it was 36 months. So he was getting bread. Okay? So what I said to him, I said, my car stopped. I won't be able to work anymore till I get a new car. I said, hey, can we make a deal? Just until I get a new car, can I buy the phones from you for cheaper, or for the price that you get them from the warehouse, because I got them from some warehouse, and I'll pay you that price, but please don't upcharge me. Just just make a return. Just literally give me the phones. I'll buy them from the warehouse with my money. I don't want to cut you in on anything, just until I get my car. He said, okay. So I said, I will buy phones, right? So it was the iPhone 5C. That's what the phone that made me money was. I got that phone from the warehouse for $150. So I was able to buy it from that owner for $150. Once I sat there and got this phone for $150, I think I put, if I'm not mistaken, it was me getting, I believe it was me getting the 14. So I believe I put around, and this is a rough estimate, because I'm really trying to get y'all real numbers, around like 2,100 into it. Okay? So when I put the 2,100 into it, I'm like, okay, that's me getting 14 phones. So that's 14 phones. Okay? And then I sold the phones for $350 each. Right? So that was me making, I made $4,900. I was able to get another car. So I was able to get the car. So once I saw I can get that car, and I got this within a 2-week period. It was 2 weeks, I remember. 2 weeks. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, how the heck can I make this in 2 weeks and get a car? And why the heck am I actually paying you more? Right? Mind you, I still wasn't getting cut on the service. So he was still keeping the service. So I said, you know what, sir? I want to do this deal if you would let me for the whole month, or I could just do this deal in general. I'll just buy the phones from you. But he said no. He said that's not going to work, right? Because I'm not making anything. So at this moment, that's when I started thinking about phone flipping. I quit. I said, absolutely not. I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to, instead of getting a car, I kept my clunker. I'm going to put this 49, right? This 4900 into more phones. I'm going to find phones. That's my phone. It's like a flip phone. Find more phones. And I'm going to sell them. I'm going to get them low. Okay? So I'm going to get them low. And I'm going to sell them high. That was my plan. But back then, there was not a big, how can I say it? It wasn't a big boom for OfferUp or Let Go. There was a Let Go and OfferUp, but if I recall correctly, they weren't popping at all, and people were still skeptical. I was not really thinking about my safety more than I was thinking about trying to survive. And I tried to tell people this and like make them visualize this, but yes, I could have went and got a job, but my mother told me I was going to be a failure, so I was so motivated to be something, right? Which, again, I feel no kid should have to, at that age, feel like they got to prove their parent wrong, but that was just in my mind. So from that 4900, I had to still eat. My car was already paid off because it was an older car that was handed down to me, so I didn't have to pay for any car note. And I didn't have any rent. My grandmother said, start your business, build your thing up, and you don't have to pay no rent. So I didn't have any real expenses except for like regular life stuff, like gas and stuff. So that 4900, I sat there, I started to go and literally look for people. So the way I would look for people was, at that time, Facebook was a really big component, but also Instagram. And Instagram, if I'm not mistaken, was the main way I was selling and flipping phones. Believe it or not, Instagram at that time was like the most popular platform. And all I did was create a flyer, and I did what I had to do. I met people in the most dangerous places, Kensington. I just met people at places that I had no business meeting them. One day I met somebody in a KFC, and that person knew that person that was actually working with me with Wake Up Now at first, and they tried to rob me. But luckily, I didn't have any real money on me. They only took 200. Long story short, I ended up calling a guy after I got robbed, and he made his family come and bring my money back. But regardless, I'm telling you that because it's important to understand you need to not let desperation force you to do dumb stuff. Like meeting somebody in the KFC is stupid. Meeting somebody at a McDonald's is stupid. Meet somebody at a police station. Meet somebody where there's cameras. I was just young, right? But anyway, I took that 4900 and I brought phones. Now, from there, I don't remember how much I sat there and got and how many phones I got. But I do know that I was able to make my first 10K flipping phones from 4900. Now, if we're recapping how it happened, I started with $0. The way I made my money was by networking and talking to people. And then once I networked and talked to people, which it consisted of me making a list of 50 people that I wanted to talk to from Instagram, like photographers and models. And all I really did was connect photographers with models. That's all I did. I found a way to make money literally by connecting. And that's how you can start making money today, but it'll be a little different. You can start making money with phone flippers. You can connect phone flippers with phones. So, prime example, I'm a phone flipper. If you're somebody that is in Philly in my area, and let's say you're like, oh, well, I have some time to go on OfferUp and make some negotiations. And hey, Brandon, I got a iPhone 13 that's $250. Do you want to buy it? If you buy it, can you just pay me a finder's fee? Yes, I have 3 young adults that are they're in high school, and I work with them. They find me phones, and I pay them $30 every time. But it's like simple little solutions and services like that, if you don't have any money or any job, can help. It really can help. But I'm gonna be honest, get a job. Don't be like me and have ego-filled ambitions. Get a job and let that job give you a change fund. So what I would say, I showed you guys how I made my first 10, right? But what you could do is you have a job, okay? You have a job. Now let's say your job pays you, let's say $8.40. This is a real example. Every 2 weeks, okay? So while your job pays you $8.40, sorry, my story. While your job pays you $8.40, you then need to realize this is your income. Okay? That's driving your ship. That $8.40. But this has to go into 2 buckets. Okay? Bills. This includes living, eating, and fun. Okay? Those are bills. Then you have your business. Okay? Biz fund. This includes investments. Okay? And biz expense. So like gas. Right? So from that $8.40, now this is for somebody that is in the house with their parents. Right? If you're in your house with your parents and you don't have no rent, I would just say $8.40, divide that by 2. And make your budget right here, $420. Okay, so you put $420 into bills and you put $420 into your business. Okay? Now, with that being said, now we got $420 to flip with. Okay? Now from there, you're going to hit 2 platforms, Offer Up, and you're going to also, let me make this bigger, guys. You're going to hit 2 platforms, Offer Up, and then Facebook. Okay? Now from those 2 platforms, you need to make 10 offers every day. 10 offers every day. Okay? So 10, and this would be from Monday through Saturday. Take 1 day off if you want, right? But 10 offers. Now, you have to realize law of averages, okay? The law of averages states that the more you shoot your shots up, the more chances you have of making. So you're going to end up converting at least 1 sale, okay? At least 1 buy each platform, because you got to think, you're literally going to be making 60 offers each platform, okay? You're going to at least convert 1. Now, you convert that 1, you're going to buy that phone, okay? You buy that phone. Now, let's say you got that phone. Let's say you got a phone, all right? Now, the average price for a phone today and these days is $300, okay? $300 for a good phone. Remember, you started out with $420. Oh, you can't see that. You started out with $420, okay? That's what you started out with, $420. Now, you got that $300. We're going to take that $300. We're going to now subtract that $300, which obviously is going to be $120. That $120 goes back into our business expense and our business fund, okay? Now, we have to go and flip this phone. We have 2 ways to flip the phone. We can do consumer or we can do buyer. Okay? Now, remember the 2, consumer and buyer. So, you have a buyer and you have a consumer. Okay? Now, can y'all see this? Yeah, y'all can see it. Y'all can see it. Alright. Now, with your buyer and your consumer, you gotta realize there's pros and cons. Let's go over what the pros are. So, consumer pays more. Okay? More chances. Because you have more consumers than you have buyers. Pays fast. Knows value. Now, why is knowing the value important? Because they'll never cheat you. So if you're somebody selling an iPhone 13 right now, a consumer might be like, I ain't buying that old behind phone, but a buyer knows that's a great phone. So they're more likely to give you a good price, okay? Now, you still have more opportunity because you have more consumers out there. You get what I'm saying? So you have to depend on more or fast. Okay? So more money or fast payment. We'll just do this. We'll do like a race car or something. Y'all know my cars is ugly. Let's just do, what can we do by fast? Lightning fast. Fast, okay? You have to decide which one you want to do. You want to sell it to a buyer or you want to sell it to a consumer? Me, I recommend selling to a consumer when you're first starting out. Why? Because there's less problems, but you're also going to be able to network and hopefully find a wholesale seller. So a wholesale seller, okay? A wholesale seller is somebody that gets phones all the time, okay? Whether they scam, whatever they do, they get phones by the lot. Now, the reason why you want to do that is you want to connect with these people and always ask them one question. When you go with a consumer, you always want to ask them, how many phones do you have? Do you get a lot of phones? Is this something you do often? Let me know, I buy phones. Now, you're able to, regardless if you sell to a buyer or a consumer, make money, okay? Now, we're just going to say, just for time's sake, that you made, let's say, $100 profit, okay? So, remember, you initially came out with the 300, now you got the 400, plus the 120 from your original 420, but we only invested 300. That left you with the 120. So the 120 went back into your expense. Now what I'm saying is we're gonna go and we have 520 that we put into our expense, and we're gonna keep repeating the process. But we're gonna keep repeating the process one by one. 10 offers every day on OfferUp, on Facebook Marketplace, and we're gonna keep going. And that is how you're going to make your first $5,000. I'm telling you. Because this is why. Because you're not touching your second check. Because we only talked about one check. If you get paid bi-weekly, we only talked about investing half of one check. You put that 420. Let me show you how to math. You put that 420 in, right? You made $100 profit. So that turned into 520. Okay? Then we can go 620. 720. 820, right? That's what you would think, right? Wrong. Because as you get to this threshold where you're at 720 to 820, you start buying 2 phones. This right here, you could just buy 1 phone if you want. But I'm telling you right now, no matter if you buy 1 phone at this threshold, it doesn't matter because you're still going to be gaining capital to be able to get 2. You want to put your money and make it work and make it double every single time. When you get here, now you're going to start making it double because that 820 is now, you can divide that by 2, you can divide it by 3. Now you're giving yourself more equity, more liquid cash to buy assets so that you can now transfer it into more profit. So guys, that is how you can start literally right now making your first 5K. Now, how many weeks would it take? Let's really talk about it, okay? And before I leave, let's really talk about it. So, you start with 420, okay? Start with 420. From that 420, we made 520, okay? From that 520, we're gonna make 620, okay? So remember, this is 3 weeks now. 3 weeks, okay? But now, since we got 620 divided by 2 is 310. Now we can buy 2 phones, right? So now we go ahead, we start buying 2 phones, and let's just say your profit should be way more than just 50 to 60. It should be $100, especially when you're flipping so intimately. Like you're not getting multiple devices, you're only getting 1. You're making 10 offers a day. That means you're only jumping on high conversion offers, okay? So now we're gonna say 200, right? So now it goes from 620 to 820, okay? Then we can go ahead, we can go 820 divided by 3. Now we're at 273. We can go get some iPhone 11s. But let's just say, you know what? I want to stick with just buying 2. So now we know we can go 410 each phone, right? Each phone 410. From this 410, each, we now can get a high ticket phone. So we're talking about iPhone 15, iPhone 14, and we're gonna keep going and going. Now this is only week 4, okay? Now week 5 is when you start saying, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing this, but you should have reached by then your first $1,000, okay? So it's gonna essentially take you about 5 weeks to start actually getting into the 5 figures of earning, but all you do is every week double your money. But not only that, every time you get your first paycheck, or maybe a second, depending on how your finances are, that's when you take a little bit more money, put it into your change fund, put it into your business fund, and start just flipping your money just like this. And I'm telling y'all right now, that's how a lot of the members in my communities, a lot of members in my Phone Flipping Academy are making money, and you guys can too. I have some free resources down here that you guys can take advantage of as well. But guys, if you guys like this style video, definitely let me know. I know I gotta position it better so you guys can see the whiteboard more, but this is my first one trying to use the whiteboard, so thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate you guys. And again, if you guys have questions, anything, let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot wait to see you guys at the top because it's too crowded at the bottom. Peace.